welcome to another episode of House of LSD Radio. I'm your host, iamBrandon, and on this week's episode, we're going to be continuing our celebration of Black History Month with another incredible Black queer DJ. We'll get into that in a minute, but I really wanted to take a second to recap what's been an incredible few weeks of 2024 as we have started this year and now in February, which is like we're halfway through at this point. If you are watching the show on video right now, you'll probably see it's a little bit different because of the pure fact that we are doing it remotely. But if you're listening to us on audio, you won't really see much of a difference or hear much of a difference. But just kind of explain some things in case you were wondering. So with the show, we want to make sure that we have access to our guests and being able to, accommodate them. And in general, we're trying to reach a lot of different people in the future. So, obviously not every DJ that we will be talking to in the future will be living in Chicago. So we want to be able to be flexible when it comes to that. So in future episodes, you'll definitely see us in studio or doing it remotely, but it's going to be the same kind of content and great music that you're going to be hearing throughout all the episodes that we're going to be doing. So very excited about that, and this is our very first one, so welcome. So just in the past few weeks, it's been just a whirlwind. I feel like we started 2024 with the show starting with the very first episode, and we're already on episode 7, which I'm super proud of, and we've had some really great artists so far, and hopefully you got to check them out. Just to give a quick shout out to some who've already been here already. For Mary Kay, just congratulations on her debut set that'll be at Spy Bar in the coming months, so that's pretty exciting. DJ Wolfie, who was on the second episode, actually just did his debut at Smart Bar for Queen, which I was able to attend, which was really, really cool. So if you were there, it was a set to be had. It was awesome. And also Miss Toto, who we had in our last episode, is currently on tour with Shea Coulee for the Love Balls. So if you are in any of the cities, feel free to check out Miss Toto and everybody else on tour. It's just really cool to have so many guests that we've had already, just in general, having all these great things happening for them. And even for myself, I mean, we just did 2 launch parties for Chicago LSD in the past week. The first one we did was at Splash Chicago, which was amazing. We had a great turnout. I was really happy to see so many people come out. And then we did our second party for Valentine's Day. That was the 50 Shades of Red event that was at Primary Nightclub, which was also really good. I got to wear my little blazer dress red thing that I had. So if you were there, you got to experience that, but it was a great time, and it's really cool to see so many people supporting the station and all the DJs and all of us on this new venture that we have decided to take upon. And like, there's so many exciting opportunities that all of us are really excited to be a part of, and just the fact that you all are listening and supporting this show is great. And then next month, I brought this up before, I'm actually preparing for my debut at Smart Bar for Queen on March 24th. So if you are listening to this and you're in Chicago, would love to have you come out. Definitely want to warn people beforehand that this event will definitely sell out probably a week or a day of by the time it comes out. So if you have not purchased your tickets, make sure you go to smartbarchicago.com to make sure you grab those tickets while you can. And yeah, I've been working really hard just because I want to give a really cool, great experience that I haven't been able to do, because like Smart Bar is one of the places I've always wanted to play at. And it's been like, I feel like years in the making for it to happen. And I'm really, really excited to be making that debut. I'm working hard on the tracks and like all the things I want to make sure I have implemented into my set, because I don't want it to be just one time. I want to be playing more Smart Bar events in the future. So I'm really excited about it. So hopefully we'll see you out on March 24th. I believe I'll be opening the night. So just in case, just show up the whole night. Opens up at 10 p.m. We're going to be going until 4 a.m. So I already took off work. So you should take off work now because on Monday, you don't want to be groggy if you have to do anything the next day. So we're going to have a good time out there. So hopefully we'll see you out there. All right. Well, without further ado, let us get into today's guest, and we are going to get into it right now. Here on House of LSD Radio, we're always celebrating Black queer talent, but especially meaningful now as we're smack dab in the middle of Black History Month. Today's guest is a longtime veteran of Chicago, a Chicago DJ and producer. She's played everywhere from the Windy City to Thailand and all points in between. She's built a reputation of filling dance floors with unconventional concoctions of house, techno, and minimal. Please welcome to the show, T.Mixwell. Hey. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. We're really excited to have you. So you are one of the hardest working DJs in Chicago. It's really hard to pinpoint your sound as, it's not just easily say, hey, this is what T plays. It's impossible to pigeonhole you simply as, a house DJ, as I understand it. You have a love for classical music. Can you tell us a little bit about how that helped you get into the whole path of dance music in general?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I started playing classical music, classical instruments. Started off with trumpet,
Mm.
and from trumpet went to baritone, played a little French horn, and from there it just opened up. I believe the opened up the gate to different music because in orchestra and in classical music, in classical music you deal with so many different notes and so many different elements of the music, so many different bass and tenor and just so many layers of the music.
Mm-hmm.
So when it came to opening up the world to electronic music, house music, um, it it I loved it because it layered it just opened up so many doors as far as my mind and my ears because there are so
Mm-hmm.
many layers in the music.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that, and like clearly you have a love of classic, soul and R&B elements in your sets. I know that notice there's a lot of samples and a little bit from vintage artists, not necessarily associated with house. Prince comes to mind, for example. Like, is it like how important is Prince to your journey just as a DJ in general?
Prince goes really deep into my journey as a DJ. um, Starting off is my brother was really big into Prince.
Hmm.
Went into the whole get up like
Yeah.
into Prince. Like I mean, just the whole velvet.
Yeah, yeah.
The whole get up
Mm,
and records by Prince, and my parents listened to Prince. My sister listened to Prince at one point, even though she went down the alternative route of music as she went into high school.
hmm.
But Prince was played a lot in in my household, but uh, uh, but so much other music was played so much in my household though
Hmm.
as well besides Prince, but a lot of Prince was ran through my household, lots of Prince.
Mm, yeah. Are there like any other artists, like just in general, that like kind of pop up in your head that I guess were, I guess inspirations or just, yeah, inspirations to just your journey as a DJ and producer in general?
um One that comes to mind is, well, the track that inspired me to become a DJ was Lil Lewis's French Kiss. I remember
Mm, hmm.
hearing that in my brother's room, and it literally taking me to a different place.
Hmm.
And I remember hearing that as a kid. I mean, and if you, I know Lil Lewis's French Kiss,
Yeah.
where it goes to the climax part. And
Hmm.
I mean, I'm listening to this when I'm 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to the climax part, where it's just a bunch of moaning and
Hmm.
groaning, and my hearing my dad say, here it comes again, here comes that part again, but I wasn't listening forward to that. I was just listening to just the vocals
Hmm.
the keys and just the melody and everything about it to me just gives me goosebumps to this day.
Hmm.
It's it's just still just to me just a track that to just gets me all over.
Yeah, yeah. And then one thing I like, one thing I think is really dope, just like, for DJs who did like having a track that really inspired you to want to like hear more of the kind of music. Like, have you ever had a chance to play like that track in front of people, or just like, is there been a track that you like, I guess, heard before you started DJing, and you're like, okay, you know what? Since I have that ability to share this track with the world, like I'm gonna do it during this set. Is there a track that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that exact track, and
Yeah.
I could tell that when I played that track, I could tell when someone had heard that track for the very first time.
Ah, yes.
They in their mouth, it drops. It literally is one of those things where it's like you get it, like you
Hmm.
feel exactly what I feel about this
Yeah.
track. That's what you would aspire as a DJ with the dance floor. You want them for those 2 hours or hour, or what, however long you get with that dance floor. You want them to feel exactly how you feel for that amount of time, and
Hmm.
you want to convey that story to them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that track, yeah. Woo.
Yeah. It's just great that you're able to, like, you hear that track for the first time yourself, and then be able to give people that experience that, you had when you first heard it. That's such a beautiful thing to just to be able to give to other people. You know what I mean? Especially if they don't see it coming, and like all the good parts of the song that are coming up, and people hearing it for the first time, like it really changes the whole experience in that kind of way, which is pretty cool. I love
Yeah, it
that.
does. It really changes the whole experience of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, in addition to your solo gigs all over the place, a residency at Beauty Bar, you also do pop-up events at Shimmy with DJ Heather. We're huge fans of Heather here at House of LSD. How did that collaboration come about?
It was. I'm not sure exactly the year,
Hmm.
but I think Shimmy is going on 10 years now.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think a couple years ago it was 8 years,
Hmm.
and now it's probably about 10 years or so.
Hmm.
But it started at House of Soul
Oh
in Pilsen,
yes.
and um, we were. It just started off as just a random just tag set.
Hmm.
We just decided just to tag off the cusp. We just decided just to tag set,
Hmm.
and we had so much fun just vibing off of each other and just being silly and
Hmm.
just dancing and just kind of anticipating what the next track was going to be by the other person. And even if we didn't anticipate it, it was just fun just to just kind of just play that back and forth, just
Yeah.
vibing off of each other.
Hmm.
um uh we just decided just to continue it and just start a brand with it,
Hmm.
and the brand just went off from there. It just became a party where it was bringing in other DJs too, and
Hmm.
it was just a fun party where you let loose, and it was based off of a dance in the 20s
Hmm.
where you shimmy, and we held it at Township at one point. Um, we held it at a couple different places.
Hmm.
But yeah, you can expect just a fun time, just good vibes, shimmying, dancing, and just us kind of just guessing what the next person's gonna play.
Yeah, that's always the beauty of a B2B, because like it's always I feel like sometimes it's kind of competitive sometimes, but like in a fun way where it's like, well, you're playing this track, let me see what I can do to like keep that beat going, which is great.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it does get like that at times, but not really, because it's more of just kind of you know, like what's she gonna play
Yeah.
next?
Because you're just like, as much as like, everybody's on the dance floor dancing to it, you're just as much want to hear the next track as well too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you answered the next question about like, kind of the vibe of what people should expect at the event. Like, when will possibly be another shimmy event possibly in the future?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. We have an artist page, so just stay tuned for that. Shimmy
Okay.
Chicago.
Okay.
And stay tuned for that. Add yourself to that, and we're pretty good about updating it when we have another pop up event. And Yeah, we're pretty
Okay.
good about updating it whenever we have a good old time together.
Perfect. And then I did have an additional question because, like, obviously you're a producer, and like, people who like, we have listeners who are just like, just listening because they love house music, or they're DJs, or they're producers. I guess what made you like kind of go into the whole producing part of just like, making music? Because like some people just want to DJ, but some people want to do both. Like I know it comes up with like a lot of different attributes for both. So what like inspired you to want to start making the music yourself as well?
Started. I wanted to. I wanted to start making music because, um, for those 5 to 6 minutes, or actually, I shouldn't even say that because
Hmm.
beats have no boundaries.
Yeah.
They literally are endless, but for that amount of time, I want to be able to kind of tell a story
Hmm.
for that minute,
Hmm.
uh, those minutes, I should say.
Yeah.
I want to be able to kind of tell a story for a little bit. Um, the way that I hear music, the way that um, I kind of hear the beats in my head, the way
Hmm.
that the way things are intricate to me, the way that I hear the bass thump and I feel it inside my soul, and I feel it,
Yeah.
rumble inside of me. And, you know, it wasn't to be competitive. It wasn't to
Hmm.
be, it wasn't for any reason like that. It was to tell a story.
Yeah.
For, like I said, for me, normally is between 6 and 7 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's. I feel like that is the exact sweet spot. You know what I mean? You don't want it to be too long because people are like, okay, when you get to the next song, I totally agree with you when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And then yeah, as we can see, like you have like a bunch of vinyl records, and I believe you might be our very first vinyl DJ that we've had on so far. So, I guess like my next question has to deal with like vinyl. Like, what are some of your favorite vinyl tracks that you just like? It has to be a part of the set, just in general.
um. Well, of course, I named that earlier, Lil Lewis.
Mm,
One of the ones I had behind me, Abstract Truth. We had a thing. Um, I play some stuff on the Rob Soul label.
mm-hmm.
It's hard to narrow that down
Yeah.
because there's so much good stuff on Rob Soul.
Mm-hmm.
Um, um, uh, of course, anything Go To by Derek Carter.
Yeah.
Um,
That part.
yeah, because there's so much good stuff on Classic, it's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and narrowing down tracks, um, that's what I'm going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was wondering, like, what is your method of like, which tracks that you want to bring? Because like, I know it's totally different when it's just like you have a USB, but when you're going through all the tracks, it's totally a different experience. So I was just curious of like how what is your method of picking a track, vinyl wise?
um, Vinyl wise, anything that I know is gonna move the floor, has a really good solid bass line,
Mm-hmm.
um, has that good kick, that really beats it up on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I love a good kick.
Yeah, yeah. The kick will get people really excited.
Yeah, it gets real people really really excited. Um, and yeah, I'm really big into bass, just
Mm-hmm.
different types of bass. So if you hear a vinyl set of mine, you're going to hear a lot of deep kicks and bass,
Okay.
from a lot of my sets,
Okay.
that
Okay.
are vinyl.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, also we heard that you have launched your own record label, Beat Theorist. That's super exciting. Can you tell us a little bit about it, and what can people expect from the new label, and what other artists have you signed to the roster at this point?
Yeah, Beat Thesis is a label that is hi Leia. Um, Beat Thesis is a label that I started a couple years ago, and I'm going to do a relaunch here in about a month or so. It's anything from house, deep house, tech house, minimal. Um, I've even said I want bands on there at one point.
Okay.
Like some funk, some
Mm.
disco, some soul, um, just a wide range because I play so many different things and I love so many uh so many different genres of music.
Mm-hmm.
I want everything on there. And it came about just that I saw so many different labels putting themselves inside the box of house,
Yeah.
techno,
Mm-hmm.
disco, Jack and House. And I just said, why can't I have a label that just puts out everything?
Mm-hmm.
So that way, you know, there are DJs that have a label that have a wide variety of genres that they can go to
Mm-hmm.
and in one label, you know. So look out for it. And there's
Okay.
also some stuff that's already out right now on Beat Thesis. So check it out.
Okay.
There's something for everybody right now that's on Beat Thesis right now. So
Perfect. Okay, cool, cool. No, I appreciate that. Like, well, definitely, I'm gonna be checking it out. So y'all better too.
yeah.
Well, T, thank you so much for being here. So it's time for us to slide into the mix. So once again, you're gonna be listening to us on House of LSD Radio. Let's dive in the mix with T.Mixwell.
Ooh, like a sea.
I always hear us preaching that fame is something. Each one teach one. But are we really doing our best to be effective in the lives of our children? Only God can save our souls.
The music of the flash mob, the flash
And you've been listening to T.Mixwell in the Mix on House of LSD Radio. And this is your host, iamBrandon. T, thank you so much for being here and helping us celebrate Black History Month. It's been a genuine pleasure getting to know you and hearing that amazing set. Real quick, where can folks find you and connect with you and just, I guess, your next, like, see you on the decks next?
Well, this weekend I'll be playing some vinyl up in Madison, and coming up, I do beauty bar every. That's another dog. I love dogs. Beauty bar, front right speaker, which is a collective I'm a part of, which is front left speaker. We do a party every third Thursday of the month at Beauty Bar. Make sure to check that out. I'll be there next month. I'll be in Cleveland next month at the Lux for a good old shindig that Daryl Stout is throwing out there. And you can check me out on Instagram, T_Mixwell, MIXWELL, Facebook, same thing. SoundCloud, T_MIXWELL, same thing for Mixcloud. I'm on all the interwebs, social media.
All right, cool. So everybody make sure you go follow T and everything. All right. And that wraps up episode 7 of House of LSD Radio. Thanks for joining us. And we hope you will keep tuning in week after week. You can watch us on YouTube and stream the podcast on iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, and everywhere where podcasts can be found. And don't forget to rate and subscribe to the show and on all platforms. We're really trying to build up the momentum of the show. So make sure you keep on checking in with us, and we'll see you next week. Thanks to our sponsor, Andrew Christian, listeners can enter to win an exclusive Andrew Christian swag bag by filling out an entry form on our website at delreyproductions.org. That's spelled DELREY productions.org. You must be 18 years old or older to play, and we'll continue our celebration of Black History Month with another great, amazing Black queer DJ. Who will it be? Well, let's just say they're the coolest mom you'll ever meet. Well, until next time, we'll see you on the dance floor. House of LSD is a creation of Del Rey Productions. Executive produced by Daniel Perez. Produced and designed by Jeff Ramone. And additional design by Polly Vons. Please follow us on Instagram at Del Rey Productions. Watch us on YouTube or listen to the podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Amazon, and everywhere where quality podcasts are found. Don't forget to rate and subscribe on all platforms. We really appreciate your support. We'll be back next week with another exciting guest and more banging tunes.